Morning YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today, as you can see, I'm lounging weekend, and that's what I'm doing. So last night I ended up, going out to the casino, and that wasn't good. So anytime that I go to the casino and I lose money, I go buy myself something afterwards. So for a while now, you guys have been watching my videos, and I've been doing a lot of reviews on smart home devices. And some of the devices that I don't at the moment rationalize spending money on, but other times, like for instance, one device I've been hemming and hawing over is a smart lock, and it's not something I really necessarily even want, because a lot of them, when it comes to your smart locks, a lot of them are if they're Wi-Fi enabled, and I don't even know if they actually make Wi-Fi ones, to be honest with you. I guess I was always under the assumption that they were Wi-Fi enabled smart locks, but I think as I've done a little more research on, a lot of them are Bluetooth, and I don't really need the feature of being able to come home and have it recognize that my phone's near the door and open it automatically. To me, it's very easy just to open it, pull out your key and open it. And the idea behind the smart lock I liked was the fact that I could remotely use my voice to close the front door. Or if, let's say, my parents needed to stop by and maybe they didn't have the spare key on them, or maybe I had a guest coming over or whatnot and I wanted to open up the door for them, I could be able to do that. But then, I was thinking about it, and then with the whole Bluetooth thing, and I'm not really a big fan of Bluetooth when it comes to the home automation stuff. It's just because it doesn't really interact well, in my opinion, with other devices. For instance, if I want to have my smart lock that's Bluetooth, open or close the door based on Google, I'm not really sure how that works, because somehow you have to get the signal to the device. Other smart locks, I was thinking, well, maybe they make Wi-Fi ones, but if that's the case, Wi-Fi is kind of not intense, but a lot more intense than batteries or Bluetooth as far as requiring power. So how are you supposed to wire that up? So I'm not really sure. I'm going to do some more research on it and reach out to more companies, and if I happen to get one sent to me, then I will definitely install it for you guys and show you not only the install, but the review on it. But in the meantime, not wanting to wait, I went out yesterday. I bought two things that have been on my list for a while. And one was the Chamberlain MyQ. It's a add-on you can use for your garage door opener. It allows you to remotely open and close the door and check the status. It's a great device. I was a little annoyed trying to install it last night. But anyway, I was able to get it working today. So, and it works good, and I'm keeping it, and I'm happy with it. But nonetheless, I'll do a review on that next. But today I just want to talk about this device I picked up in the meantime, because I did want something at least with a keypad for the front door. And I was in Home Depot the other day, and I saw this one by Defiant. And they call it a spin-to-lock electronic deadbolt. And, looking at it, when I was in the store, I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, okay, well, cool, it's an electronic deadbolt. That's great. I can give the passcode out to my family or whoever needs to come over and just gain access to my house, right? And change it if I need to. Or for me, even like if I want to go on a run and not bring my keys with me, it's a great way to be able to get in your house. But then as I got it home, and I was looking at it, and I was looking at it today, it's got this, it's called spin to lock feature. So this just spins freely. And I'm thinking what happens is when you spin this, it'll actually lock the door. But my concern is that, how does this actually work outside the house? So this is going to be your keypad outside. I assume there's a code, but they didn't really go into detail as far as how the device works. And so that's what I want to do today. I just want to do a quick, you guys know I normally don't do unboxing videos, but I have all the parts laid out right here. You have, of course, the keypad and the, I guess the control panel right here. And I'll give you a couple close-up shots of this stuff here. And actually, I'll show you right now. This thing here, if you look at it, you have your keypad, and then this just spins freely, and then you have your lock. Well, this goes on the outside of the house. So I'm wondering if maybe this is something that once the deadbolt is, I would think the only way this could possibly work is if the door is unlocked and you're leaving, you just spin this and it's automatically going to lock it. But when you try to open the door, I assume that just spinning this isn't going to open the door. That'll give anybody access to your house. I mean, that's kind of common sense. But I assume you have to maybe enter the code, then spin it. So we'll see if this actually works. Kind of interesting. And it was only $29. So that's why I got it, because most deadbolts are pretty expensive with any kind of electronic keypad. And so I'll be curious to see if this actually works for my purposes for 30 bucks. If not, it's going back. But hang on. So then, of course, you get your deadbolt itself, the bolt. And what's kind of cool about this one here, it says here that it has a spin to lock feature, provides keyless entry and exit, 1 master code, 20 user codes, backlit keypad for increased visibility, anti-saw rod, grade 3 security, simple installation, no hard wiring, can be installed on doors 1 3/8 to 2 inches thick, low power consumption battery indicator, 2 keys including approximately a 2-year battery life. That's about all it really says. It doesn't say how it actually works. So, I mean, I think, first of all, I always find it interesting when companies come out with products like this. It's got a lifetime guarantee, which is great, for $30. But I always find the marketing on stuff like this, it's like, well, you know, people look at this and they're like, what does this actually do? You'd think they'd put a description on the box. Anyway, so what I like about the anti-saw feature, and I think that's what I'm seeing here, on the inside of this actual bolt, there is another rod. And I've never had any of these on my doors. And so I think what happens there, if somebody tries to saw through this, there's a roller bar in there, and that'll actually just spin, so they won't actually be able to saw all the way through. Pretty cool. I mean, for $30, you're getting a lot here for your money. So let's go ahead and kind of mess around a little bit here. I'm just gonna put some batteries in it and see what we get here. See if we get anything to work. All right, so deadbolt's kind of weird. You have three different modes here. You have normally deadbolts are lock, unlock. Or, I'm sorry, you know, yeah, or vice versa. This one's got a center button, so I'm not a center spot. So I'm not really sure what that's about. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I'm not really sure about that. All right, well, we're gonna figure it out. And then, of course, you have the outer part of this thing here, and then you got this wire, which to me, I don't know where the heck this is supposed to go. I mean, somehow this has got to go through the door because you're going to set it up like this. But I'm really having a hard time here trying to understand where this plugs in. Am I blind? Can't plug in there. Alright, well, that's why I normally don't do videos like this for this reason, because it's, I mean, but this is real, real deal stuff here. I mean, we're obviously looking at this together. There's instructions I'm going to look at, but I'm just kind of, this seems like it would be pretty self-explanatory on where you hook this little Molex plug up, but I am just not seeing where you plug this in. Maybe this comes off? Don't worry, found it! Alright, so this pops off very easily, actually, and there's a Molex connector on the back here. So, just for the hell of it, I'm just going to go ahead and plug this in here and see if we can... Man, they don't make that easy to plug in either, I'll tell you. It is color coded, so that's good. Let's see if we can get it at least plugged in. It's not the easiest thing there, but all right. Let's see. Hopefully, all right. Well, that's plugged in. All right. All right. That doesn't make much sense to me right now. So let's take a look at the manual and see what they say here. You know, with all this stuff, it's like every time I get something, I'm always like, oh yeah, I'll have this installed in 10 minutes, and then it takes me 2 hours. And I love instruction manuals. It's like they write these things for, I don't know who they write these things for. I don't. Alright, let's get on to, we're not cutting a hole, so we don't need to do all that. We have your enter button. Red light represents an incorrect entry, or the lock sock is in programming mode. Okay. Keypad, unlock, lock the lock set manually. Okay, alright. Okay, how to unlock. Please activate the lock set by entering the default master code before following operation. Alright. Well, here's what we're going to do. Why don't we just, I don't know if I have enough space on this particular media card to get this entire video on here, but let's, fuck it, let's try. I don't know. Alright, well, with that being said, let's see here. We're going to put it on the front door, so I'm going to move you guys over here. Alright, let's see what we can do here. See if I can put this, hopefully you can still see me. Not very well, obviously. We'll move the table over here, too. You know, what's funny is, like, you know, with all these videos that I make. It's like everybody's like, man, you need to get better equipment. And I say, what? I say, check this out. Bam, look at that tripod. Yeah, no, but seriously though, I need to get better equipment. Alright, someone's got to move this table over. Hope I don't spill my beverage here. Knocked you guys over though. Don't worry. You'll be alright. Yeah, tripod. Whatever. This thing's awesome. It's great when I spit on it to put it on my end table here. Alright, that should work. Alright. And guys, you know, I don't really, this is going to be the rawest video I think I've ever made. You're lucky you even combed my hair today, for God's sakes. Alright, so we got to plug this in because hardly any power going here. Alright, let's see if we can get that going there. Okay, alright, I think we can start with that. Alright, let's make it happen, Captain. I really hope I don't go through all this to install this and decide that I don't like it. Nothing worse than getting something new, installing it, and then you know, having to reinstall what you had before. See, that's a little. Let's see if we can get that a little better there. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's working out real good for us, huh? I know you guys are gonna hate this video, but this is what we're working with today, guys. Lazy Saturday. All right, so let's go ahead and pop this old one out here. You know, stuff's pretty basic. I mean, I'm not the most technically, whatever. I'm pretty technically inclined. But anyway, if you've never installed a deadbolt before, it's pretty easy. There's not really much to it. You have a couple screws on the back here, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm unscrewing these and hope that this doesn't fall out the front of the door. It's going to retain this stuff here naturally because this may have to go back. And so it's going to open up the front door here. Probably should have undid the deadbolt first though. That probably would have been a good idea, right? That would have been a good idea. Now we probably can't. There we go. I got it. I got it. Hey, don't worry, I got it. I'm going to open up the door here and pull this off. That was pretty quick, so if I have to put this back on, that's going to be really easy. Alright, so let's check out the new one here. Whoops, we're beeping. Alright, so I'm going to disconnect the power here again. Yep, I know. Alright, so I'm going to take the outer one, which goes, oh, we forgot this one part here. Let's not forget the bolt. And sometimes you can even keep these in, but in this case, I'm just going to pull it out because the new one has that roller feature, and I definitely want to be able to use that because, you know, I'm all about, you know, security and surveillance and making sure my home is protected at all times. Anybody comes on my property, I'm aware of it. There's really nowhere you can go on this property and not be seen and me not be notified. But you can see the difference here. I just want to show you real quick. The old bolt, you can see right in the middle there, it doesn't have that roller bar. So here you have the anti-saw bar. So definitely, the old one's heavier, but you know, this thing here with that feature is pretty good. Prevents somebody from sawing through it. Like I said before, what happens if somebody were to try to get behind here and saw through this. They use this on prison bars. I've used it when I bolted my safe to the exterior walls. I've used a similar system so that if somebody were to try to get behind there and saw through this, they're going to get through the outer layer, but once they hit the inner roller bar, the blade will just continue to spin, so you can't cut through it. Now, another thing, what I'm going to do another video on this as an upgrade to the door. Doors are very easy to kick in, and so you can have a deadbolt like this, and this is going to be very easy for somebody to kick in. It's just a problem with these doors. They're not very heavy. These aren't like high-grade hurricane doors or anything like that. They're basic doors on every house, and you know, in addition to that, you have a window right next to here as well. So somebody could, you know, break through the window, reach in, reach around, and get at that. But naturally, remember, they're going to be on camera, so the cops will be called before then. The alarm's going to be going off, of course, with the glass break sensors. But with something like this, somebody wants to just kick the door in. There's not a lot of material here. So what we're going to be doing eventually is upgrading where this actually connects to, or goes into the side of the stud here with some hardened steel. You can get some different attachments that go on here. Basically, they screw in. You can run longer bolts, which I've already done. There is a steel, I think it's called an anti-kick plate. This door is annoying me. Stay open. which if somebody were to kick it, it doesn't just split the wood. It's a lot harder because there's a steel plate there. But in my case, what I've done is I put really long screws in that really go way deep into the not just the outer stud, but deeper into the in wall stud. So it's gonna be a lot harder for somebody to kick that and break it. But I'm gonna be doing again a video with how to secure your doors at a later date. I'm not gonna do it today because I haven't done all the stuff yet. But so let's go ahead and add this here. Let me see what they actually have here, or what I actually have here. Just double check here, door side. Alright, well, let's see if I need to replace that one here. Now this is the part this is a steel plate that goes in to the side of the door frame here, and that's what the deadbolt goes into. Again, it's, for more security, but you can get bigger ones. The one I have, so I'm going to keep the one that I have, and I don't think it's really going to cause a problem. Yeah, I'm going to keep the one I have. It's a lot more sturdy than this one here, and it'll be fine. It'll still work with what we're doing here. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and there's a label on here. It's engraved that says up. You want to make sure that's up naturally. You just got to put that right in the side of the door. And sometimes, if you might have to carve these out a little bit. Mine fit perfectly, so we're just going to go ahead and check out the hardware they gave us here. And let's see what they got here. Let's see if I like what they gave us. All right, well, we'll use those. Let's see what I had was better. So pretty much what I had there. I'm just going to go ahead and use the new ones they gave me here. And we're just going to screw naturally this part right into the door again like we did when we were removing the other one here. Alright. Good to go there. And it should be good to go here. Alright, well, that looks to be about right. Alright, so we have the actual bolt installed. Just want to make sure it's nice and tight without over-tightening. And let's see here. And see, a weak feature on a door a lot of times is this part right in here and where it goes into the side of the door frame. So you get steel plates actually beef this up. So in the event somebody tries to kick it, you won't knock the door you won't crack the deadbolt there or crack the door frame. Same thing with the sides here. I put in much longer screws here, and I'm going to do something else again at a later date. I'll show you what that is. Let's not talk any more about that today. Alright, so let's go ahead and add the outer portion of this here. We'll grab the back side as well. And hopefully I used the right... Let's see what they gave us here. Alright, that should be working good. So it looks like we're just going to snake the wire right through, line all this up. And this, I must say, will be a little tricky to get this thing. This is where it would be helpful on this one here to have a helping hand, because I'm going to have to hold this in here while I connect this, and I don't think, hopefully it'll stay. It's going to try to balance it like that, because you have to plug in this wire here, so I don't want this thing to fall and hit the floor. Alright, so we're good there. Let me try to get this together. And the only thing I don't like about this here is that, oh, we forgot a part. See? This is what happens. We forgot the steel plate. We need that. So let's disconnect that again. Alright, please don't fall. Line up your steel plate right in the back of here. And we're going to have to actually snake the wire through. There's a bypass spot here, right here. Hopefully you can, right here. We're going to run the wire through here, okay? So this little slot. And then, hopefully, there we go. And this would be something that if you had a helping hand that would work, or you could even use a clamp. I'm just going to roll with it here. I think I can get it. Hopefully I can get it. Alright, well, we got that lined up here. Now we're just going to set the steel plate back on the, I guess, the battery pack here. And try to keep this wire away from anything moving, which don't think it'll be too difficult. Alright, so let's see if we can... Alright, cool. Alright, so the setting on that for where it goes to the opposite side, I think might be if you had a door that was reversed, if you were putting this on the keypad on the opposite side, because this lock can be used for, let's say you had a door in your house that you want to have locked, of course. Let's say you want to put it on the closet. You can do that as well. It's really interesting. That might be something I want to do on maybe one of my closets. But for now, let's go ahead and put this together here. Hopefully this won't fall. I hope. And we're going to use the supplied screws here. These are the ones they're machine screws, of course, not the other ones. The other ones they gave were longer ones. Here, I'll show you guys. These here that I didn't use because I'm not sure what this part's called, the kick plate maybe. That's already been installed, so I didn't need to use any of these parts. So, but it looks like I did forget a part, guys. Damn it. Alright, so we have to do that over again. So this is what happens every time I install something. This is why I rarely do install videos, because I always screw something up. I have to go back and fix it. So this part goes inside the hole where the actual bolt comes out. Oh well, that's alright. We're okay. And this part is a little black plastic thing here that goes inside the cutout where the bolt will go. But in my case, I'm not going to use this because I'd have to carve out enough room for this to fit inside that area. So what happens is this goes behind here, let me show you. Door is really pissing me off. So this goes inside the little I guess notch where the deadbolt will lock the door, and so it's just kind of a nice little. It's not really necessary. It's a little plastic casing. I'm not really sure what the purpose of it is, but I guess it's just something they did. I guess it's a little cosmetically, it looks nicer. But in order for me to use this, I'd have to groove out some of that wood, and I'm just not going to do that because really, who sees it, you know? So, all right, so let's do that again. I'm going to put these screws down here. I'm going to pop this back off. And I don't think we'll actually have to... Yeah, we'll have to do this here. We'll have to remove it. So let's go like that. Let's start over. Alright, so back to square one. So, the part I forgot, I'll show you where this goes. It's right here. We're going to take this out. And, you know, if I didn't put it in, it's not really going to, like... It's not going to make the device not functional, but we want to do this correctly. Alright, so what happens is this goes in here. Make sure you line it up where it's just kind of centers everything. My old one didn't have it, obviously, but whoops. That's not correct either. It's actually not the way that goes. I'm actually a little confused on what that's actually for. Huh. Well, guys, I'm a little stumped. I'm not really sure what this part is actually for. Let me go ahead and check the manual real quick. Maybe this will come in handy. It's okay, guys, if you want to drop me a negative comment on not being prepared. Alright, so let's see what we got here. They call it a drive-in collar, which I'm just not seeing what the point of that is, to be honest with you. I don't think it's the part we're going to necessarily use. Install the latch. Attach the correct faceplate. Alright, so... Alright, so if the door frame actually had a... So we didn't have to do that. If the door frame actually had what's called a drive-in collar, which you wouldn't have this larger plate on here, right here on the edge, this actually pops off. So you would have this on here instead if your door didn't have this whole part, this big square cutout, and just had the actual round hole. You would use this. That's something that My door does not have. So, and most doors that I've seen don't have that. So, all right, so we wasted a little bit of time there. We didn't really have to do that, but let's put it back together. All right, back to the drawing board here. Oops, gotta put this back in here. All right, again, upside. Yeah, that's correct. All right. We were right the first time. No problem. Easy enough, right? That's why we do this, so you guys can get an idea how this works. I don't think there's many people who haven't installed a lock before, but you know, I mean, not everybody's, you know, if you haven't owned a home or you know, haven't I don't know. I guess maybe some people wouldn't really have done this before. All right, so we got that installed there. Let's try that again. We're gonna pass this on through. Right through the door like so, hopefully, right? Jeez. All right, line that on up there. All right, we're good. Line this up with the hole here, like we had it. And we'll get our battery pack or our lock as well. We'll plug this back in. Hopefully. And guys, I will do another video of just reviewing this and not the actual install, okay? Alright, so we're going to line this plate back up here. Like so. Snake that wire down here where it's not going to get in the way of anything. And, you know, you kind of want to make sure this wire is kind of tucked out of the way here because, you know, in time this is going to move. Like there are some moving parts in here, so you don't want, you know, not that it would take, you know, it would happen overnight, but you don't want that little piece of metal to actually fray that wire at all at a later date. So now what we're going to do is we're going to oh man, really? That can't be right. I don't know, you know, I don't really know if this thing will actually work with my door, to be honest with you. Let's see here. Alright. Let's try something else here. Well, that's cool. At least it glows blue. You know I love blue. I don't think this comes off. Now, this has got to work with this door. Alright, so what we do is here, let's pull the battery pack off. And alright, so here's what happens. You take the battery pack off, and you're going to use your screws, and with that metal plate that I told you about, now you got to screw the metal plate right into the actual lock. You got to get everything to line up here. I think we did. Hopefully. There we go. Got it. Don't worry. Got it. And then we're going to do the same with the other side here. Well, that's good. I was kind of nervous about that. Alright, let me tighten this down here. We'll get this buttoned up here. So the actual plate attaches to the door first. You want to center this so it's lined up here. I'm going to tighten this down. I'm just going to get it a little bit snug just so I can position it correctly so everything's lined up. So it's centered. Alright, looks about right. Close enough, I think, for my liking. Get it nice and snug. Don't over tighten, of course.
There we go. Okay, so it looks like we got that part on. All right, I went a little tighter on that there. All right, so now we're going to line this up. We're going to plug this back in. But before we do so, I'm going to get a couple screws. There's 2 more machine screws that came with this, right here. And now we're going to install this part. So again, we're going to plug the power supply back in. All right, we're good. And we're going to try to tuck this wire the best we can here. I'm going to tuck it back into the door and line up the deadbolt slot here. And let's just test it first. All right, so we're frozen here. Let's see what we got here. So let's turn it to center. There we go. All right, test it. All right, that works. Now we're going to screw this down. We're using our machine screws. Right. All right, we're in the home stretch here, guys. Again, tighten, but don't over tighten. All right, I think that feels pretty good. Let's double check it again. Feels good. All right, perfect. Now we're going to put the cover plate on. And all this does is just snaps right on here. There are instructions on the inside of the cover plate. Let's see here. It says for as far as programming. I'm sure that's in the manual, but I'm going to put it back. I'm going to put it on anyway. There it is. So that's our deadbolt installed. Not bad. Go ahead and give you guys a close-up here. There you have your keypad. Matches the standard one I had here. And then, of course, you have your deadbolt on the outside, on the inside here. If I can line it up here and show you. There we go. And one thing I want to do real quick here is just make sure that this thing actually doesn't go deep enough into the stud there to cause me a problem. Perfect. That works. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and try to set up the code system here. I need a door stop really for here, but we'll use that for now. We're going to figure that out too. I'm not sure how that works. Hopefully you guys can still see me here. There we go. Let me sit down for a second, get a little sip of my beverage. All right. Okay, installation's done. Shouldn't really. I mean, a lot of this is common sense. Obviously, we had a little bit of a technical issue there with a part that I didn't realize we didn't have to use, but nonetheless, we didn't really have to even use the manual. Programming, okay, that's in Spanish. That's not going to work for me. All right, a little confusing here because. Haha, don't worry, just joking. That was Spanish, I got it here. Alright, see what we got. Alright, so we're going to change the master code. We use the program, the master code can be used to program or unlock the lock set. The default master code is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, let's change that. We're not going to show you what we change it to, of course, folks. Come on now. So, let's see here. So, we're going to press the main button, the big one on top, for 1 second. It turned orange. Enter master code. Press it again. All right. So, let's see if that works. Did not work. All right. All right. Well. Well, that doesn't seem to work there. Delete all user codes, add a user code, change the master code, add user code. Okay, so, alright, so the master code, let's change that again. Alright, well, I guess I entered something wrong there. So it looks like we're locked out. So that's annoying. So we're probably locked out for restore factory settings. So let's see here. So we're going to have to restore factory settings. So to do that, we're going to pop off that plate back here. And to do that, there's a couple little tabs on the side. We're just going to lightly press on those. And that's going to pop off. And it says to remove one battery. And we're going to do that. Alright. And we're going to press and hold the main, I guess it would be the enter button. So press and hold while inserting the battery back, and it should do something. There we go. So you hold till the long beep has finished, and they're going to enter the default master again. Okay, we entered the default master code, and it looks like it has reset. Alright, so let's try that again. So as you can see, when I entered that code there, this actually became active, and I was able to actually lock the door. So let's try that again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Alright, so now the door is locked open from the outside. So you need the code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to lock the door. Once you lock it, this will spin freely. To lock it again, you enter the code, and you can open it. But once it's open, it won't, which is pretty nice. It looks like, no, it allows you to lock it again. So unlock. Let's give it a second. Okay, so once it's unlocked, it will allow you to lock the door again without the key. And once you lock it, you will not be able to unlock it again without entering the code. So in our case, our default code. Now we can open it. And once it's open, we can lock it again if we want to. But we have to re-enter the code again to unlock it. So that's pretty cool. I'm liking this actually. This is actually this is functional. I will actually use this quite a bit. It's a little crooked too, damn it. Alright, well, it's close enough, right? Alright, so what we want to do now is change the code though. We want to change the master code. Let me try doing that again. We're going to follow the instructions again. We're going to hold, press for 1 second. Enter master code. Okay. Press it again. Enter 0. Alright, let's see if I change it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, see if it works. Let's lock it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so that worked. Locked again. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so let's change it to something completely different because that's still, even though we entered 1, 2, 3, or 5, we made it one less digit. We can't enter the 6 because it automatically opens up. So let's do it in reverse. Let's try it again. Master code. Press and hold for 1 second. We're going to enter the master code. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to press it again. Enter 0. Then enter new master code. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. Let's see if that works. So we're going to try the default 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing. Okay, so let's try it again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so we changed the default code. Alright, we're going to change it again. Now I'm going to change to my secret code, make sure it worked. Alright. Alright, so I was able to change the master code. Alright, so let's try doing something else here. Let me add a user code. So we're going to press and hold. Alright guys, well, you know what, I'm not going to keep boring you guys with me looking at my backside. Although it is nice, I'm just going to say that so far I'm pretty happy with this particular device. I'll do another video here that's not 41 minutes long, just telling you guys about the lock, whether I like the lock or not, at a later date. And guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions on install, don't hesitate to contact me. I'll put a link in the description when you get this, whether it be through Lowe's. I'll try to find it for the best price. I always like eBay, free shipping. You probably, if Home Depot's charging $29 for this, I'm sure you can get this cheaper online. So thanks for watching, guys. Sorry, that was a long video. Have a great day.